Hi everyone, thank you for hanging out with me today as I go over my finished pages for June, and I have two that I did in May that I will show you. So yeah, let me go ahead and start with the ones from May. All right, this is Yippee, Kawaii, Yay, Mandala Magic Volume 2 by Dani, Banani of Unusual Suspects. And I did this one called Life's a Beach. Just easy, bright, summery, fun colors. And these are just the cutest little illustrations. All right, and I used alcohol markers for this one. I think I may have used some paint pens too, just to get into those little spots there. All right, there is that one. All right, next one is Magic Dreamland, a coloring book and a journey into dreams by Zhang. And in May, I joined an Instagram group Buddy Color and for this book, and I believe it was started by Doodle Robot, or at least that is who invited me into the group. It's so nice because we have 2 months to work on the page, so it was very stress-free, but I actually did it the very first part of May because I was so excited about it. And I wasn't sure what my time schedule would be for the rest of the month, so I just got it done. All right, so here it is. And the title is Flowers That Grow from the Pen. So my concept was when I saw all these bubbles and like this cloud, I thought she was going to be in this like inky world. So from the pen, so blues and, or sorry, grays and like blacks for the ink. So I used graphitents and ink tints in grays and blacks, and then a color pencil to get in here, add a little bit more contrast in these like inky bubbles. The whites were done with Posca and gel pen. Yeah, so I kept her pretty neutral too, although her overalls are a little bit brighter. Brighter blue. And then the flower, I wanted that to really stand out against all that inky color. So yeah, I think the concept is good. If I would do it over, I maybe would change that into some greens. But yeah, I think overall, I think it looks really cool. I'm really happy with all of this. Oh, these were done with Pan Pastel. And these were kind of an afterthought. I probably should have taken a little bit more time to think of like the colors of these, maybe not so bright, doing them a little bit more muted. But like I said, overall, I'm happy with all of how the ink turned out. All right, so I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna put up some of the other pictures from the other group members. All right, now for June, I'll start with the Rita Berman's Die Welt under Der Lupe zu Wasser, so under the water. So great summer themed pages. And I did this shell mandala style, I guess. Water-based markers, Black Widow color pencils, and some glitter pens. I'll try to move this slowly, so hopefully it picks up some of that glitter. There's pretty much some type of glitter on each shell, so hopefully that is picking it up. All right, next one is Doodle Coloring and Chill. I believe I got this during COVID, and I was liking mandala styles that were more coloring in objects instead of just like all the different like traditional shapes of mandalas. So I think this is when I saw this one on Amazon. So yeah, Amazon printed paper. And when I was going through all my books to show for my finished pages and coloring book collection, I realized I hadn't colored in this yet. So I did this quick page, a desert scene with the cactus, although like I live in the desert, so I love cactus, but we do not have camels in our desert. So they kind of took the other type of desert with the camels here, so thought that was interesting. But yeah, I like the color palette here, and alcohol markers and paint pens. So that's Doodle, Coloring and Chill by Mora Summer. All right, same kind of concept, different mandala styles, but these are more like objects than just your traditional shapes. This one's coloring book, Mandal Explosion, fun for all ages. And this one, I've been using like water-based markers and a lot of like Crayola super tips. So I did this one. I saw the submarine, and when I think of submarines, I think of the song The Yellow Submarine. So that is kind of the base of my color palette. So yellow and blues, different shades of blues, and a pop of red with the anchor. And then I just added the little squiggles here. But yeah, again, Amazon printed paper. Yeah, just quick, easy pages for that one. All right, so the next pages, there's going to be a lot from Mermaids in Paradise and Denyse Klette's books. So the beginning of June started with my son's surgery. So he had some pretty major spinal surgery, and he was going to be in the hospital for about 6 days. And the surgery itself was going to be about 6 hours long. So there was definitely, I wanted to take some coloring books along with me. I didn't have Mermaids in Paradise. I have some of her other ones, which I love, but I was wanting something new. So even if I wasn't gonna color, I wanted something kind of fun, lighthearted to look at, and her pages just always make me smile. So anyway, so I got Mermaids in Paradise. So I took this and all my water-based markers. So I packed up like all my Tombos, and I do have a case of markers. This is by ZSCM, so these were all nice, put together. There's a brush tip and a fine tip, so that gave me options for that. Yeah, I didn't take any color pencils, just those. All right, so the first page to show you is this one, and I did this one in the hospital. So when we were, no, I think this was the night he got out of surgery, and I stayed with him that night. So I did a little bit of this. So I kind of based everything with the water-based marker, and then when I got home, then I finished it off. But yeah, so water-based markers. There is watercolor in here too, which I did when I got home. And then those glitter paint pens, those are also by ZSCM. So yeah, a little bit of those glitter paint pens all over. The background is done with watercolor, and Roman Schmalz watercolor, and Misty Morning, I think, is the name of the color. But yeah, I thought I would just start in the front. All right, and then in the hospital during the 6-hour surgery, this is what I did. I started off with the flowers, and I just used those fine tip points of the markers and did that. So her hair and this tire swing here, I used the water-based markers as a watercolor. So I completely forgot to bring my little plastic sheet that I would use as like a watercolor palette, but I did have a water bottle. So I just rubbed the marker on the side of the water bottle and then used my the water brush pens here to pick up the color, and then did that. So that is the lighter shades is created by that. And then I just go over it with the regular marker tip to darken it. Her skin is also done with the watercolor marker. And I believe I did use, when I got home, I did go over all of this with watercolor and then just the brush tip to make the little dots. And then this one also has the glitter pins in her hair and in her tail. I normally don't gravitate towards these little tiny flowers, but that is what I picked when I was waiting. I thought it was just kind of a mindless, you know, I just picked a couple colors and it was easy to do. All right, next I have this page. This is, I did not do this in the hospital. This one I did at home, and alcohol markers pretty much for everything. There's a little bit of shading with color pencil, especially in the background, just to even it out a little bit, and I wanted it darker, like around the edges, so I did that with color pencil. But yeah, I love like the purple and peach shades for the little tiki guys here, and then you have the bright pops of yellow. The flowers, I wanted them to look white, but you know, I used light blues and light purples, some yellows to create the shadows. And there's some paint markers in there too. All right, this nice bright summery page. So oil pastel background, and then alcohol marker base for the flowers, some color pencil shading. Same with the bird, he's probably alcohol, yeah, alcohol marker base, and then color pencil shading. Lots of paint pens for those little dots in the center of the flower and around the edge. All right, and then the next one is probably like my favorite one. I think this one just turned out so good. I love the colors. Alcohol marker base, and then a color pencil shading. The background is oil pastel, and her hair, I think her hair is so fabulous. So alcohol marker base, and then I went over the lines, so you don't see the original texture of the hair here. So all of that is paint pens. I was originally gonna do the hammock in a light blue color, but I'm so glad I changed it to this kind of yellow gold color. I think it looks really pretty. There is some metallic watercolor in the tail, kind of like a coppery color. It's hard to pick up on screen. And then I did like outline all of it in like a gold glitter pen. Lots of glitter pens here, even in like her legs of the tail. Paint pens for some of those other little dots. And I did use a glaze, like a clear glaze, on these little bubble things hanging down. And there's some like gold in here too. Yeah, I think the coloring has turned out really pretty in here. And like I said, I love her hair. I think that turned out so fun. All right, so that is it for Mermaids in Paradise. So much fun, cute illustrations. All right, next one I'll show you is Birds in the Forest by Denyse Klette. And I did this page. Alcohol marker. Even all, like normally I would do that watercolor, but I did it with alcohol marker, so just a really light blue, and then added additional dots with the fine tip. Paint pens for the center of the flowers. These birds are so cute. At first I was kind of intimidated to color the birds. I wasn't sure how to do it, but yeah, I think they're pretty easy to do. And I did not do any shading with color pencil, so just use the alcohol marker. And a tip I would say is just to make sure when you have a blotter paper for the alcohol marker that you actually put it behind the page that you were trying to, you know, protect, or put it in front of the page you're trying to protect, because I accidentally put it behind that page. And as you can see, it definitely bled through, but chances are I'll probably use like an oil pastel, which will completely cover that up. So yeah, so just make sure, double check, make sure your blotter paper is in the right place. All right, so that is Birds in the Forest, again by Denyse Klette. And last book, or last page, is going to come from Fairy Shampoo. And I did this fabulous pineapple. So water-based marker for the majority of this. And then, let's see, I may have based this with marker and then used color pencil, or just color pencil for her skin. So the background, I actually wanted the whole background to be this color. And thankfully I started like in this corner and kind of worked down, and I realized about halfway down that my marker was not gonna make it. So I was like, well, hopefully I can, like, you know, at least do half of it. So I got half of it done, and then I picked another color pink. Now, because they were water-based markers and it was running out, you could really see the streakiness of it. So I just picked a color pencil that matched really well and went over the top. And you would never know that my marker was running out. So yeah, and I think the two pinks looks okay. Just gives it a little different look. And then I also used Wink of Stella inside all these little pineapple things, and I wish it would pick it up better because it is so pretty, like, and shimmery, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to catch it right. Anyway, that Wink of Stella is super glittery, but it's really fine. So hopefully you're getting a little hint of it. And oh, I also put some like pearlescent cream sticks in the teal part of the top here of the like hair, I guess is what it would be. But yeah, oh man, I wish I could get that to pick up because it is so pretty. Oh, there we go. I just have to get it closer. Okay, so that is it for this month, May and June. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great summer, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye.